Hello there everybody, hope you all doing fine. So in the previous videos we've gone through lists, we saw some examples and we covered some key functionalities that has to do with lists, like adding two lists together and adding the values and removing values from lists. The thing is, we haven't covered everything about lists. There are still some stuff that we need to talk about, some built-in methods that we need to cover, and in this video, part 2 of lists, we're going to go through those exact methods. So let's get started. First of all, let us initiate some example lists here. Let me call this one list 1. Open my curly brackets and list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let me put some commas in here. I have these lists. If I want to get the first value of this list, as we mentioned in the previous video, all I have to do is to refer to the list by its variable name, which in our case is list 1. I open two square brackets and I type the index of the value that I want here. As I mentioned in the previous video, this list has index values, meaning that every single value of these values has a single index attached to it. For example, this one is indexed 0, this 2 is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this, from the smaller value, which is 0, all the way up to the length of this list minus 1. In our case, we have 6 elements here, therefore the last one will be 5. We'll have the index of 5. It just happened that we have our numbers here in order. They can be just random order like this. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be in order. Also, they don't have to be containing a single type of variables. It doesn't have to be integers only. There could be here we have like example strings, characters, floats, booleans, whatever have you. So if we want to get the first value here, we just refer to it by its variable name or index, so to speak, which is in our case 0. If I type 0 here and then hit Control B, I should get 3, which is the first value of our list. If I want to get the last value, which is true, I can do this. I can start using negative numbers. In our case, if I use negative numbers, this one will be index -1, this one -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and all the way down. So let's try bring here -1 and his Control B. I get true, which is the last value here, and by the same matter I can just put here the length of this list, which will give me the last number. If I want to get the length of this list, I just use this built-in method, which is called len, stands for length. I open my brackets and I put the name of my variable and his Control B. Well, in our case, I need to subtract 1 from it, so I get the last one, which is true. And if I subtract another number, I get this value over here, and so on. If I want to remove this one from here, I can do this. I can just use the del. The del keyword deletes a variable or an object in Python. Anything that you want to delete can be deleted with this keyword. Like for example, I want to delete this 5 from our list. I just have to put del here and refer to the list I have, which is list 1. I want to delete this value, which is 5. I'll refer to it by its index, which is 1, 0, 1. I put here 1, and here if I want to print the list which has this value deleted, I just put it in here, Control V, and there you go. 5 is not here, it's deleted. And by the same manner, I can delete it using another method which is built in. It's called dot remove, or just remove. I call remove and I put here the value, not the index, the value that I want to remove. I want to remove 5, so I put here 5. I hit Control B and 5 is gone. And if I want to, for example, insert a number over here or just a variable, doesn't matter, in this index, I just refer to the index, which is in our case 1. Here is 0, and here we have 1, and all the other values will get shifted to the right. Like for example, if I come here and I put list 1, insert, I want to insert the string shift, where I want to insert it here in the index number 1, so I refer to the index by 1. Here the position that I want to put this value in, which is 1, which is in our case will be in this position. Here shift will get put. If I hit Control B, I see 3 shifts, and all the other values get shifted. None of them got removed, they just got shifted to the right. Well, that's how it all goes. Also, if you want to remove like the last value of a list, you make use of a built-in method called pop. All what you do is it's called the method pop here, and use Control B, and the last value is gone. If you want to store that last value in a variable, you just put here the name of some value, like last value. You assign to it this value that comes from this list. I pop the last element in here, and if I want to print it, I just print it. Control C, Control V, Control B, and here you are. You have true in here. The value that gets removed from here is stored in this value, which is printed here, and that's how it goes. Also, if I want to get, like for example, only this portion of our list, it's easy. I just have to start from this index and end my new list in this index. Well, here we said that this is 0, this 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning that I have to start from 1 and end my other list in 4. If I want to do that, I just create another list. Let me call it list 2. I refer to the first list, which is list 1, and as we mentioned in the previous video, we start from our starting value, which is indexed 1. We put this column here that separates the values we want to go through, and we will stop at 1, 2, 3, 4. I put 4 over here, and I should get this portion. Let's print it to see what do we get. List 2. Hit Control B, and I get the exact same thing. Alright, you can do a lot of other stuff with your lists, of course. For example, if you have a list that contains only integers, for example, int list that contains nothing but numbers, it doesn't have to be integers only, they can be doubles too. I mean floats, just decimal numbers. 1, 2.3, for example, 9, 10, 20. If I want to get the minimum number here, which is in our case 1, I just make use of the min built-in method, which is print min, and I put the name of the list inside, which is this one here. I paste it. I mean, it's straightforward, everything is self-explained. I print the minimum value of this list. If I hit Control B, I get the minimum value, which is 1. If I want to get the maximum, then you might have guessed it, I just use the max keyword, which gives me the maximum value that is contained in this list. I hit Control B and I get 20, which is the biggest number here. And that's how it all goes. Alright, we said that we can add lists together in the previous videos. We can delete from our list, we can insert, we can, like for example, refer to a variable by its index. Let me delete these ones first. Here, for example, if I want to get the number that has index 3, in our case that would be 0, 1, 2, 3. If I want to get this value by its index, all what I do is this. And I refer to the list, of course. Here, index, the index of this one here, which is 9. Let's control B and I get 2. And that's the index of 9. 0, 1, 2. Well, from the truth, all what has to do with lists doesn't end here. If you want to know more and more about lists, then you definitely have to check the documentation that is provided by python.org. I'll leave the link in the description below, so I really suggest you to go and check it out. It has a lot of useful methods and utilities and properties that has to do with lists in Python. There are a lot of stuff, endless, I guess. So you just go and check the websites and do some reading. Don't be that lazy, and hopefully you're going to understand everything there. And if you have some struggles and didn't understand something, then please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to make a video especially for you. So this is it for this video, and the next video will be tackling tuples and the one after it, dictionaries, and we'll make some examples and quizzes after that, so just to let the notion sink in even more. Well, if you like this video, then gladly give a like. If you didn't, dislike. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe already, as we need some subscriptions here. Help, of course, and please take care.